Earth2's white paper just released, and it is bad. And also really good. Either way, Shane Isaac delivered on his promise and delivered the white paper within Q1. Let's dive into the good and the bad. Just an FYI before we begin, but it is important to understand I am just a dirty beard hobo with no particular expertise in anything, who has an infinity for rum and genuinely loves gaming, the concept of the metaverse, and Earth2. If you use me as the basis for any of your financial decisions ever, you will likely end up living with your Nana as well, if she lets you. First, let's go over the good. There's a lot of information in this white paper that is generally considered good by many in the community, as well as information that a lot of people should be excited about, especially Essence token holders. And I want to cover 7 of the big ones now. First, Earth2 starts off by reconfirming one of the biggest points we knew in the past, and that is that they're self-sufficient, no venture capitalists. And don't get me wrong, venture capitalists can be an amazing partner and can be instrumental for helping businesses scale, build infrastructure, introduce connections, and a ton of other things. But obviously, they don't do this for free, and sometimes even make founders employees in their own companies. But when many Web3 projects build a community by selling a vision and often encouraging literal buy-ins through NFTs and other mechanisms, only then to strike a deal with a group of venture capitalists while mentioning nothing to its early adopters, it creates this animosity and almost a breach of trust, often leaving early adopters feeling like they're being punished rather than rewarded. With that said, many were aware that Earth2 was approached several years ago by venture capitalists and refused their terms and conditions, but it had been years since we had any additional information. And now Earth2 has again confirmed in writing on their white paper that they are still self-sufficient. And that is pretty amazing in its own right. This allows complete control of the platform by Earth2 and potentially more rewards for its participants. I honestly can't think of another self-sufficient Web3 metaverse project. Not Wilder World, Sandbox the Game, Star Atlas, or Decentraland. I can't think of one. Number 2, supply. Essence will be a high utility disinflationary ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain with a maximum supply of 1 billion Essence tokens. Woohoo! This is a huge difference than what the Earth2 community was initially anticipating. If you rewind back to 2020, when the site first opened up, there was no mention anywhere on the website about some type of token launch on Earth2, and there was no expectation by the players that it would happen. But a lot changed in 12 months, and in 2021, players were loosely expecting a 5 billion total supply of Essence once it launched. A couple years later, 2023 December, Shane announces on social media they were thinking about taking that down to 2 to 3 billion, which was a drastic difference. So when we get the white paper on Monday, open that bad boy up and see a total supply of 1 billion, what a difference that is. And just for comparison's sake, other established Web3 metaverse projects like Decentraland, who have been around for over a decade, are sitting at a total supply cap of just over 2 billion mana tokens, while other projects like Sandbox the Game are sitting at 3 billion sand tokens. Number 3, Essence launch date. Prior to the white paper, Earth2 had let everybody know that they were going to aim for an Essence token launch around the Bitcoin halving, which is supposed to happen this month. Well, according to the white paper, that is exactly what they are trying to do. They are anticipating an Essence launch date of this month or next, with a circulating supply of 300 million Essence on launch day. Number 4, token allocation. 65% of that 1 billion Essence will be mined by landowners. 25% will belong to the Earth2 treasury for things like development, supporting the project, marketing and promotion, cost, team allocations. 10% will be for play to earn and rewards, such as yellow energy rewards, airdrops, sponsorships, and things of that nature. Even the token allocation screams for the players. If you look at where the majority of Essence goes, it goes to us, the players. Not only is this amazing and really well in its own right, but if you compare it to other Web3 metaverse projects out there, this is extremely generous. In addition to this, it is important to remember in this player-driven economy that you aren't just awarded Ether and Essence through play to earn, but you are also rewarded in skins that have a random chance while performing normal functions throughout the Earth2 version 1 platform. And who knows what else is to come in the future. Number 5, hard caps. Earth2 has also introduced hard caps for the majority of its gameplay foundations, including land, side droids, jewels, and civilians. Let's go over those now. Land. There is a max supply of 250 million Tier 1 and Tier 2 tiles, with 225 million of those being directly purchasable as new land, while the other 25 million is specifically reserved for Tier 2 land to be upgraded to Tier 1 land, while Tier 3 tiles have no cap. Currently, we are sitting at 115 million Tier 1 and Tier 2 tiles, so there seems to be a lot of road left ahead. Side droids. Only 5 million first-generation side droids will ever be built, and we're almost halfway to that number. But don't worry, there will be other generation side droids in the future, they just won't be able to raid. Jewels. Discoverable Tier 1 jewels are capped at 150 million, and that's already with 69 million having already spawned. Again, we're almost halfway to the cap before the platform even launches. Civilians. Currently, there is 3 civilians who help with automating raiding. That's the Ether Reckoner, the Raid Commander, and the Side Droid Technician. And right now, they are capped at 500,000 each. Number 6, Essence halving and burning mechanisms. Essence, as a disinflationary token, will have halving mechanisms, which will reduce the rate at which future Essence is created. Those halving mechanisms are set to activate in 3 different stages, the first one being at 500 million, the next one being at 750 million, and the third activating at 875 million. Not only is Essence disinflationary through halving mechanisms, but Essence is also deflationary through burning mechanisms. One such example is when you go to upgrade your land. The Essence required to upgrade your land tier, 50% of it would be burned, never to be seen again, while the other 50% would go to the treasury for Earth2 to use for whatever they want. Number 7, a stable player economy. Earth2 plans to lock in core components of the economy in order to prevent players from being priced out. The idea being that regardless of how volatile or valuable Essence might become, that core functions of the economy will allow players to participate in, which avoids cost barriers or pricing people out, that allows many to engage without fear of major disruptions from whatever highs and lows Essence might go through. And the ability to use your Essence on the platform without any sort of gas transfer fees, as Earth2 will act as your wallet for Essence on the platform, is a huge positive. Well, for many. And while all of these were arguably really good things that should be celebrated, many were still angry and confused and even a little disappointed with the white paper. Listen up, Earth2. Do you understand why some people might be a little upset? We have been waiting for over 3 years for this document, okay? White papers are something most projects start with. And you sold us a vision. We got what you were saying. We knew what you were trying to say, but we didn't know the who, what, when, where, how, and we didn't know all those little specific details. And now we just wanted a little more, okay? And in 2022, you provided us a white paper rough draft, and it looked great. It was well organized. That baby was over 40 pages. Really inspired us about the future when we heard about lobby and drone and all that other stuff, Good stuff. But then, when we're getting ready to open our Holy Grail, our new Bible, if you would, it was riddled with grammatical errors, typos, fuzzy artwork, inconsistent information, incorrect information at times, and Web3 folks were saying that the document confused staking and locking and sometimes made it hard to read. So it almost felt like a kid that was rushing their homework assignment and had to turn it in midnight or else, you know? It didn't feel like something that was meticulously crafted. Earth2, now that the white paper is out, I still have so many questions. And now I have a few more questions now that the white paper's out. So here we go. I'm just gonna rattle off some questions because it's gonna make me feel better. Essence circulating supply is currently at 200 million. Token launches in a couple weeks. Now it's at 300 million. Is that treasury funds? What? Give me some information there. The white paper only lists 3 civilians. We've talked about 5, an example being the jewel specialist. The document lists 4 different energy colors, doesn't really elaborate on any of them, red, yellow, green, and blue. And you know I just want to know green and blue, but you still didn't say anything. Currently, Earth2 allows voting. Do you remember that? It's nowhere in your document. I was hoping to learn more about DAOs, mega city voting, guild voting, but you decided to include none of that. There's nothing in the document that tells us the different benefits between various land tiers. I know you posted a chart and it was very pretty in the white paper in 2022, or the white paper draft, but there's no chart here. Does tier 2 land still not allow advertising? If land income tax is leaving, what are the difference between tier 1 class 1, tier 1 class 2, and all the other classes? There's questions regarding sustainability. There is a lot of excited people because Earth2 seems to have a very aggressive burning mechanism in place that will really decrease the supply of tokens. You add that with the 3 halving phases, and it's a great time to be a token holder. But this is a forever platform. Is it sustainable? And I'm not a math guy. You could have laid out all the math behind it, and I want it understood. Just another question. Jules, 150 million. We're halfway there again. Well, almost halfway. And between needing jewels to prime resources to actually be able to harvest the resources and the first generation side droids, which there's already 2 million of, you think the utility for jewels is limitless. Put them in weapons, vehicles, characters, who knows what else. But the amount of jewels is not limitless. And it looks like we could really start to hit some barriers there shortly after launch. Of course, things could change, and you know things I don't, but this is more questions that pop up. Liquidity pools, everybody's been arguing about this. It's a huge topic. I don't even care about that. But you say you won't do liquidity pools in one part of the document, and then in the other part of the document under the treasury, you say you might need to use funds for liquidity pools. What's up with that? The white paper often talks about mining essence, but we have no idea how to mine essence. You know, in the draft white paper in 2022, we talked about drone. We talked about the Earth2 social media network. All really exciting things. You know what we didn't do in this white paper? Address those at all. Are they dead? What happened? You know, we used to talk about Polygon. That's not in here. Do we not do L2s anymore, Earth2? And granted, it's not this white paper's job to answer all those questions. But nonetheless, even on the technical side and all that other stuff, and you know, it just felt a little light. Okay, is that fair? I think that's fair. Closing thoughts? There is a lot of awesome and exciting news in the Earth2 white paper. And personally, I am absolutely thrilled. I cannot wait. I don't want you to confuse my concerns with overall disappointment. Maybe we could chalk this up to I still have questions, and I was just hoping for a meteor white paper. I don't know about you guys, but it's clear the Earth2 Metaverse is player-oriented, and they have proven this time and time again through their words and through their actions, and they are absolutely earning that unofficial title as the People's Metaverse. People have been hands-on with the product in San Francisco at the Game Developer Conference, and they were absolutely thrilled. The product looked great. We may all even get to experience it this year. Exciting times ahead. With that said, there is a link in the description below if you would like to read the white paper yourself. If this was helpful, like and subscribe. You make my Nana proud. What was your favorite piece of information in the white paper? RobinIArgh out.
Why is the rum gone?